Hey, recovery kings and queens, this is Sarah, and welcome to You're So Annoying When I'm Sober. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm so excited to introduce you guys to my friend Leslie. She has an amazing build-up for her story, so make sure and stay tuned through her entire thing. It is so great and amazing, inspiring, all the things, funny, sad, happy, mad, it's got it all. It's got it all. So I hope you guys enjoy. Friend. Welcome to my podcast. I'm super excited to have you.
I am, me too.
This is Friend.
I think it's because I was adjusting myself while I said it. Something
And get comfortable.
Was a little weird. That's fine.
Leslie is Friend's actual name, and I am just super excited to have her on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I love her story, and so I have a couple questions for you.
And I might have some answers.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, cool.
So, first, share with me your personal journey.
My personal journey? Ooh, from where? From when?
I would say from this last
journey of beginning the journey.
Yes.
Okay. So I would say, like I was doing the drug court program, which was only supposed to be like a year to a year and a half long program. I turned it into a 3-year long program. But the fact of the matter is that I had my slip ups here and there during it, but like drug court team seen in me that I wanted it. And so and I did want it. And so I finally got to a place where I completed drug court. But when I did complete drug court, I was staying in a transitional house, recovery house that, was kind of through probation in Dallas. And the thing there is you have to be on probation to live there. Mm-hmm. And so once I completed drug court, I was off probation, so therefore I'd move out. And I had a job, but I still wasn't making that great of money, and I didn't really have anywhere to go, so I ended up moving back in with my parents. And it was great. That was nice because I got more time with my kids, but the fact of the matter is there's a lot of trauma when it comes to living with my parents, even though they loved having me around, and it wasn't even bad being there, it's not like there was some experiences that remind me of my childhood, like my parents fighting or this and that and everything, and me and my dad didn't butt heads. Like my dad loved having me there for the first time out of all the times I've lived with him, but it was just the fact of, I felt like, yeah, I'd completed drug court, but I felt like I took steps back. So taking those steps back.
Wait, so you felt like you took steps backwards because you ended up at your parents again?
Because I ended up at my parents again. So pretty much I felt like I was in the exact same place that I was in when I started drug court.
Okay.
Yeah. I completed drug court, but I didn't feel like I had made really any accomplishments. I didn't have my own place. None of my kids were living with me. The only thing I'd still had, I had a job.
Is that a normal thing to have right when you finish drug court, though?
Yes.
Is a place?
Yes.
And your kids back and...
Almost every single other drug court participant that I knew.
Wow.
Had completed with a place. But the thing is, I feel like since I was in it for so long, I have a lot of resentments towards drug court and a couple members of the drug court team, not all of them. But because I felt like, once I was finally doing good and I had hit phase 4 and I was, and they realized like, oh shit, she's able to complete this. Mm-hmm. They pushed it knowing that I wasn't even ready.
You weren't ready on some other levels.
Yes, even my probation officer, even agreed, that they kind of failed me there. But either way, so being back in that old mindset, and I was working a graveyard shift at the gas station in Dallas, and so I seen a lot of old familiar faces coming in all the time, and I ended up relapsing.
Yeah.
And getting back into it, which was super unfortunate because I finally just hit. It was maybe about a month after I hit my 1 year, and so I'd relapsed, and then started. It was a struggle. Long story short, with that, it was a struggle. I wanted to be clean. I didn't want to be in that life, but I was sick and I was stuck. And not only that, but I was in my own way.
Yeah.
Like there were all these things that I knew that I could do or should do, and that were suggestions that I should have took. But none of them were what I wanted, because I was scared.
Yeah.
Because it was all of those options were things that I had never done or wasn't comfortable doing. So I had ended up, I was living with a really close friend, who I've known for years. I was living with her and her family, and her husband were huge supporters of my recovery, and so I was living with them, and we had ended up moving into this new house, big house, nice house, and we were all excited to start this new journey together. And they were amazing for even giving me the option to rent this room, and allowing me to be a part of their family. And she has a little over 10 years clean.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, and she has a lot of family, that suffered from addiction and stuff. And so she's all about encouraging and supporting with the recovery life. And I kept struggling with getting clean while I was living with her. And one of the times, they knew, they, and I thought, I thought I was hiding it. And then I had ended up coming clean to her and telling her, that I'd use, and she's like,
Yeah.
She's like, I was pretty much just waiting for you to tell me. And she had pretty much told me, don't ever bring drugs into my house or around my kids. And don't be high around my kids. And, pretty much don't fucking do it again.
Right. Did you listen to those?
No. Not a single one of those.
Right.
But I kept playing it off like I did.
Right.
Yep. In which eventually, one of my biggest things in life has been self-sabotage. And that's what I did there. Yeah. I knew that I even put myself in outpatient treatment, back in outpatient treatment, the same shit that I was doing when I was in drug court. And because I was just trying, but it was all shit I've already done. So therefore, wasn't going to be helpful. But I felt like maybe put myself back felt like I was missing something, and that something was probably drug court. And so maybe I could get a piece of that back. But still, that didn't even help. I was showing up to groups high and fucking everything. But so I ended up starting to hang out with my ex-boyfriend, who's now my ex, but was also my ex at that time. But I started hanging out with him again because I knew that he was using, and he's one of those people that I provided. Was always there for me. I could go to him for anything, and he'd be there, no matter how many times I've hurt him or fucked him over or anything. Yeah. And so I started hanging out with him again, and that was back at the trailer park. And this trailer park, people know if I'm in that trailer park, I ain't doing good. And so, pretty much like they had ended up busting me at the fact that I was hanging out there.
Right.
So I got kicked out. And so I started staying with him. Mm-hmm. And that's when, like, when I was living with her, I wasn't using every single day. Mm. Like I had like a couple weeks or a month, of clean time here and there. Mm-hmm. But when I started staying with him, every day, yeah. And I just wasn't doing good, and I just wasn't happy. And that's when I had really realized, like I felt like if like I had failed, like I went backwards when I moved in with my parents. Mm-hmm. When I ended up there, that's when I was like, I'm right back at the bottom.
Yep. You deep dive that
right
shit.
back at the bottom. And as much as I loved, I still love him, as much as I freaking love him, I know that I cannot, without a doubt, ever be in a relationship with him or associate with him without using.
Right.
And that's really when, and I also, like, I was still going to meetings and stuff, and I was hanging out with my mentor, and her and my old drug and alcohol counselor, which is my mentor sponsor, they kept asking me all the time, and I hated it. What's your level of willingness? Only whenever I would say, I'm like, what's your level of willingness?
Yeah. My sponsor asked me all the time.
Because I hated the word willingness because I didn't have it, Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what my level of willingness is. I don't fucking have it. Like, how do you get it? Where do you buy it?
Where do you, how much does it cost?
Like, where's the hookup for this? And then I started going to this meeting in Salem every Tuesday, and it happened to be my counselor's sponsor who was there. And I'd sure, and they all had seen me because I was going in there like loaded. And not only that, but during that whole time, anytime, because I was going to meetings regularly, anytime I would go to a meeting, I collected a white tag at every single one. Every single one. I don't know if I've shown you. I have? Yeah. Yes. So, like, I have a gang of them. Yeah. A gang of them. Because I had told myself, I'm going to collect a white tag at every single meeting until I can get that 30 days.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
And so,
one of these days, this bitch is going to be built on colorful ass tags.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
And so, I was at that meeting. They had witnessed me collect many of those white tags. And we were doing, I think it was a popsicle stick meeting. You know what that is? Yeah.
Yep.
And so I picked my stick, and it was that fucking word willingness. And
I just have to say, it's crazy how our higher power will just bring it to you, whether you like it or fucking not.
And that's one of my favorite popsicle stick meetings. Are hands down my favorite stick meetings, hands down, because no matter what, like, you don't pick a stick and then you put it back because you don't like what that is. Like, you pick that stick, you stick to it because your higher power gave it to you, no matter what, And so, like, I shared on it, and I shared, like, I'm always raw and real in my shares in meetings, and especially when I was in my active addiction, and when I would share, like, super raw, super real about what I was feeling, what I was thinking, even when I was like, yeah, I'm loaded, but I like getting loaded, so I'm going to continue getting loaded, but I'm also going to continue to come here because I know that I don't want to get loaded forever.
Right.
And so, I had talked about how I resented that word and I fucking hated it. And then afterwards, it was my counselor sponsor who came up to me and she's like, how about instead of asking yourself what your level of willingness is, you ask yourself, what's your level of desperation?
Ooh, that gave me goosebumps.
It fucking blew my mind.
Yeah. That would have blew my mind too.
Yeah, it seriously did. It was like one of those, like, aha moments, like breakthrough fucking moment, know? And it stuck with me, like, super fucking stuck with me. And honestly, like, when she said that, like, it helped me for a little bit. It helped me because, and I'm not even going to say for a little bit, like, it helped me because her saying that is what led me to go to, at the time, like my sponsor who I have now, we had broke up for a little bit, my choice, you know?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't doing good, and I told her I don't want to keep this going while I'm not doing good until I'm ready.
Right.
You know, so we're just going to kind of cut this off.
Yeah.
And so that's what made me start going to her and start going to my mentor and be like, what is it that I have to do? Tell me, and I'll fucking do it. I don't give a shit no more. So that's when, like, I started taking their suggestions, and you know, because I didn't want to live in a shared living place, a recovery living place. I also didn't want to.
Why not?
Because I had already moved out of one.
Okay.
You know, it was one of those things that I was being stubborn, and also I was sticking my resentments with drug courts, where I was like, I should have had my own place now. So that's kind of what I wanted to be right.
So your ego?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, and so, and I also didn't want to move out of Dallas.
Oh, okay.
But I also feel like now, today, I feel like that was a lot of, what's that word? Reservation. You know, and not only that, but like Dallas, Monmouth, and Independence, those are my hometowns.
Right.
You know, where I've grown up, my comfortability.
Your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, but I was desperate. So I started putting in the applications and going to interviews. I went to 2 interviews for not Oxford houses, but sober living houses in Salem. And like, even though, like, I went to those interviews and I was loaded when I went to them, and I was honest and I was real, and let them know every single time, you know. But those didn't work out, and then I was told by my mentor, you know, because she's from this area, and I was told by her, you know, there's, what about Oxford? I was like, shoot it, let's do it, you know. And so we had looked up this place. And
this place that she's talking about is our home that we are in right now.
Yes. And so, you know, we looked up like what vacancies there were, and the contact number, and when the interviews were and stuff. And my mentor, because she knows how I am, you know, and she was like, just show up there and just do it.
Yeah.
You know? And like I said, I was at that level of desperation, but I was also still sick. I was still using, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like, my brother had let me borrow his car, and I came here.
Rolling.
Yeah.
Loaded as fuck. Let's just be raw. Let's just be real.
I was
as I always say.
One.
And I'm just sitting there, just looking at you with just love. And, you know, I think I've come to the point in my recovery, it doesn't make me uncomfortable anymore.
Yeah.
I just wanted to love you, and I just wanted to bring you home.
Yeah.
You know, so, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, it was another reminder for me in my recovery of how far I've come, and I just wanted to have you here with me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm serious.
Yeah. But so the thing is, like, so when I pulled up, like, you know, because I parked on the side of the house, and I was like, I called it because I was sitting there, I was scared. I was scared, you know.
Yeah.
I was scared of getting denied again.
Yeah. Rejection is hard.
Yeah. You know, especially because I was loaded, you know, and I was like, those other places already fucking turned me down, blah, blah, blah. So I called up my mentor because I was going to leave. I wasn't going to come in. I was going to leave, but I called her up and I was like, I was crying because once again, that desperation. I was like, I need you to talk me into going into here now, you know, because I'm scared and I'm about to leave.
Man.
And yeah, she was hella proud of me and happy that I called her, you know, and she's like, just go there and do it. And she started talking to me and telling me everything. And so, so I got off the phone to her. I was like, all right, I'm going to do it, you know, but still in my head, I'm like, no, the fuck you're not, you know? So I get out of the car and I was like, I'm just going to do it. I walk up to the front door I didn't know you had to fucking fill out an application online or contact anybody. I just fucking showed the fuck up.
I mean, you can absolutely show, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. But like, I mean, I did it
But you
maybe
didn't
a little
know.
bit out of the norm.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I fucking did it.
Yep.
And so I showed up and I knocked on the door and said I was there for the interview, And I sat down and I was raw and I was real with you guys.
Yeah. That was the biggest part of that, was you being real about it. You weren't trying to tell us you weren't on anything. You weren't trying to tell us you're not struggling. You weren't trying to be in denial whatsoever. And that was what was so huge to us, was knowing the fact that you're here and you need help.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I just,
I know I keep getting
like these goose,
the little goose pimples, chicken skin.
Because it's just, there's kind of a stigma, where, you go into these places, they think that you have to have 30 days clean, that you have to have this, that, and the other, whatever.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, we're here to save lives.
Yeah.
We're here to bring you home,
yeah.
And I believe in that. And especially with your story, I'm going to continue to believe in that.
Yeah.
Even if we have little bumps in the road that don't end up making it, maybe this will be part of their story, but it's not going to be their full story. And that's okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So so you're in there.
So I do the interview, and not only that, but I do got to throw this in there. I loved the fact that Angela, that I seen Angela.
Oh yeah, you guys were friends.
I didn't know that she lived here. I had no clue.
Yeah.
So to walk in and to see her face, like we've known each other since 6th grade.
Yeah.
She was my best friend back there. And we had reconnected not long before because she did my hair.
Yeah, what a God shot.
And so like to be able to see her and stuff, like that really helped chilled down the nerves, and so I was just raw and I was real with you guys and I was myself and and I let you guys know like I'm trying to get out of this place and because I know that I can't get clean.
Yeah.
Being there. And so, you guys told me the rundown of it and said we'll contact you and we'll let you know. And then I got contacted by you telling me the whole, you didn't get the votes this time, but we would like to invite you back for a second interview, have a job, and be able to peak clean. So like that right there.
You did get the votes, but you had to come back and to show us that you were going to
be real. Because
willing.
I didn't have a job at that time.
Right. Yeah. Be willing to do what you had to do to get in here.
Yeah.
So we wanted to see how far you would go if you would actually pee clean for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, but either way, I mean, like, because that's how I took it,
Right.
But the fact of the matter is the fact that I was invited back for a second interview.
Yes.
And I was being given a chance.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, that lit that.
Yes.
That lit that part, and I was on the hunt for the job. And I tried. I tried so hard to not use. But that place is hell for me, no matter what, I'll be sick and suffering there. And so I started applying for jobs and I interviewed at one and I was told that I got it. Yeah. And so I was like, all right, I got that set.
Yeah.
I got that set. And the only thing was that I was struggling with the staying clean. And so I come back for the interview and I tell you guys, like, I got the job. But I was also real with you guys about I'm not clean.
Yeah.
And I was real with you guys letting you know that's why I'm trying to get out of this fucking place.
Yep.
Because I can't be clean.
Yeah.
Can't get clean.
That's right.
And I remember I had my oldest daughter sitting in the car outside waiting for me because she was with me. So I was taking her home afterwards. And, and I remember like that interview, there was just, I just felt so much better. Even though like I wasn't loaded at the meeting.
Right.
I had that weekend clean because I went and spent that weekend away from the trailer at my cousin's house with the kids.
Yes.
So that I could at least have that.
Yes.
Because I might not have been able to pee clean, but I wanted to show you guys something like I'm trying.
Yeah.
And so, I did. I felt there was some power, there was some magic in that fucking room that night, I just felt so much more comfortable, so much more at ease, because it's like one of those things that I was like, this is what I want, and these ladies gave me a second chance, and maybe they'll see it, so after the interview and you guys told me, okay, we'll let you know, and then I walk out that door, and expecting to hear back later, and then when you popped out that door and said oh my god, it's gonna make me tear up, and you told me that I got accepted in, and I remember we ran at each other and we hugged each other, like I was
Welcome
so
home.
happy, I was so happy, and but not but we talked about, I came in and we talked about when I was going to move in.
Yep.
And I remember this was on a Sunday, and I said, how about next Friday? Because I had to have that time to like get my shit in order or whatever. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I wish I wouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't. Right. Anyways, so within that time, because I'm still at the trailer, but my set date to move in is Friday. Because I ended up going back to the trailer that night after that. And I didn't use that night, but I did use that next day. And then I continued to use, and during that use, of course, my addiction had a hold of me. And that's when all those thoughts of, you guys were too good for me. I didn't deserve that, or I wasn't good enough to live here. This house and all of you were too, like, I'm not one of you. So there's no way that it's going to work out. So that's self-sabotage. Yeah. Absolutely. That's what started happening there. And so then Thursday comes, the day before. And that day, it started out like I don't know, I was just in that mood that day, even though I was loaded. I went to my treatment good. I was even to me, I was looking good, so I was feeling good kind of thing. And so I went to my treatment group, and my ex was gone at work while I was at treatment. Then he got off work early, so I went back home after my group. And we didn't have anything at that time. And but when I got home, he had just got paid, so he's like, I'm getting some. I was like, all right, so we get some. And he goes into the bathroom to do his, and then he calls me in there, and usually he'll make up all of us. Yeah. But he calls me in there, and he just gives me, he's like, here, how about you and just go do yours? I'm like, all right. Because I'm an IV user. So I go in the bathroom, and I go and I do mine, and everything, like, so I overdosed, and everything went black. Like, I got super warm, and I felt I was rushing. I even hallucinated that one of our old dealers was there in the bathroom with me, and she wasn't. But then everything went fucking black. And the next thing I know, I'm waking up and I'm freezing fucking cold, shaking, freezing fucking cold, and I have paramedics all around me, and I'm on the fucking stretcher or anything, and I'm going to the hospital, and that changed my life. Like, I almost died because there was fentanyl, in the drugs that we had gotten. So, I ended up at the hospital. The ambulance took me to the hospital. They had to Narcan me 3 times. And of course, like, I didn't realize what the fuck was going on, until I was at the hospital. I mean, I was out of it once I got to the hospital, but it was so my brother and my sister-in-law showed up. And these two are hands down my biggest supporters in life. Like, when it comes to my recovery and wanting the best for me, they are the biggest ones. And me and my brother have always been super close. He's my little brother. He's 10 years younger than me. But so they show up to the hospital, and that's when, and my brother had to tell me,
what happened.
He had to tell me what happened.
Wow.
You know, and as soon as he told me, I started bawling and started to apologize to him. Yeah, because I had recently, a little bit before I interviewed with you guys, I had told him about me relapsing. And also at this time, they were pregnant with my first nephew.
Yeah.
You know, first like niece or nephew. You know, and so like that was a huge thing, and I was a huge part of it for them. I was the first person they told and stuff. So, you know, and so I had a lot of, and he let me know even when I told him that time. He's like, "I'm not mad at you. We're not mad at you. We still love you so much. Just disappointed, just let down. You know, I know you could do better than this." And so like, yeah, so he told me, and I started apologizing and crying to him. "I'm so sorry, Baba. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did it, blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "Don't apologize. Don't apologize. I'm just happy you're alive.
Yeah.
Let's not worry about that. Let's not talk about that. I'm just here to love you." His exact words, "I'm just here to love you." You know, and I couldn't have had any two better people there with me, you know, because that's all they did was just show me love and compassion. They weren't upset. They weren't disappointed. They were just happy I was fucking alive, you know. And so, after that, you know, I got released from the hospital like a few hours later. So, my brother and my sister-in-law took me straight over to my mom's house. You know, and of course, like my mom, she had let my oldest daughter know what happened, you know, and that was where I wanted to be. I wanted to go there, you know, and my mom and my dad and my daughter wanted me to be there. Yeah. My daughter's like, "I'll take care of you." And my amazing fucking baby, boy, did she take care of me. Yeah. You know? She's like, "You're gonna sleep in bed with me, Mom." And like, I mean, she made me all my meals. She did everything for me. You know, I couldn't be more fucking blessed. And just to be able to just fall asleep holding her. You know, that's all I did, and that's all she wanted to. I just held her. Yeah. You know, every night, even during the day. You know, because I slept a lot. Yeah. And so, you know, I slept for like the first 2 days. And also at this point, my phone and everything was still at the trailer. Yeah. You know, and so I slept for that 2 days, and then it was I don't remember what I think it was Saturday. I was more coherent and stuff, and I just had this. My soul, my heart was telling me I needed to go to a meeting. You know, and so my youngest brother, a different brother from the other one, but he was willing to take me and give me a ride to Dallas to a meeting. And so my daughter and my brother came with, and also I was going to stop by the trailer to pick up my stuff afterwards. But I went to that meeting, and you know, because those were my people. You know, so I went to that meeting, and you know, and also, so like when I had overdosed, because I was sitting on the toilet when it happened, and I fell. And when I fell, I hit my face first on the ground, and my mouth had ended up biting down on my tongue. So bad. And I had a dent in my nose, and my nose was bruised. But like I bit my tongue so bad that my tongue swelled almost to the size of my mouth. So I talked a little funny, and it was a little numb for a long time. Okay. You know, and so like I went to that meeting, and I was sharing, and I started to tell them, like, I'm sorry if I sound weird or funny when I talk, or if I'm hard to understand. And then I let them know what happened. And I got emotional, and I broke down. I was like, it scared the fuck out of me. Yeah. You know? And I don't ever want to go back there again. Yeah. And I had talked about how, you know, the whole time, because I've been going to meetings, you know, for years now. And one of the famous sayings in NA is, you know, if you continue to use one of the promised things, or the endings, is jails, institutions, or death. It's where you're going to end up, no matter what. and I ain't never heard of anybody overdosing on meth.
Right.
Never in my life have I heard of anybody dying from meth.
Exactly.
Like, from maybe something being in meth, but not from meth.
Right.
So, like, to me, I could get with the jails because I've been there. I could get with the institutions because I've been there. But death, I was like, shit ain't gonna kill me, so I never got to that one. Right. But that day, it fucking opened my eyes.
Yeah.
This shit could fucking kill me. Because it ain't anything like it used to be. No. Drugs are nothing like they used to be. The fucking lifestyle ain't anything like it used to be. It ain't no better. It's a lot fucking worse.
Yeah.
And so...
and it's never been good, so...
No, exactly. And so that's saying something.
Yeah.
It's just nothing but fucking slavery and sick and suffering.
Right.
And so... that was a huge... Overdosing was a huge wake-up moment, for me. But so after the meeting, I went to the trailer. I had my brother go with me. Mm-hmm. I had my accountability people. Yeah. And I went to the trailer. And my ex knew that I was just coming there to get my shit and get my phone. Mm-hmm. So I got my phone. And I get home and I plug it in. And as soon as it gets turned on, I call my mentor, Allie. Mm. She was the first person I called. Called her and I told her what happened. And the crazy thing is just not that long, like a couple months or so before, or a month before, when there was a bunch of those overdoses around here, she had called me up and told me about all the overdoses. She's like, I need you to stop this shit because I don't want to go to your fucking funeral. And so when I called her and I told her that, like, of course it made her emotional. She's like, this is what I'm telling you. Yeah. And she had told me that you guys had reached out, like one of you, I believe it was me, had reached out to her, like wondering where the hell I was, or what happened. And so she's like, is it okay for me to tell them? I was like, yes, please do. Please tell them, let them know. And if you don't mind, like asking if they'll please still have me. Yeah. If not, I understand. If I screwed that up, then I screwed that up. It is what it is. Yeah. But like you said, this was my home. Yeah. This was my home. And so like, I got in contact with you, and then like the day that I moved in here, which was just a few days after that. The day that I moved in here, I remember you telling me, because I'm not from here. Not a lot of us really knew the same people, or knew that we knew the same people, kind of thing. But when you told me that I didn't show up, you guys were on the hunt. Yep. You were on the hunt for me. Immediately. And because I had told you, that I was self-sabotaging because I felt like I didn't belong here and everything. And you told me, so I'm here to tell you. Yeah. You do belong and you don't have a choice. Right. Exactly. And as soon as you said that, I was like, fuck, I'm home. Yeah. I'm fucking home. Yeah. And so like, as scary and devastating and traumatic as an overdose can be, yeah, I will forever be grateful and thankful and blessed that did happen to me. I look at the positive in it. Oh, for sure. Because the positive, like, that shit changed my life. That's a whole new rock bottom. Exactly. And that shit changed my life. And I'm super grateful that I'm one of those people, because I know a lot of other people that have overdosed and they still went back out. I'm grateful that I'm one of those people that didn't. I'm grateful that I'm one of those people that it scared the shit out of me. Yeah. And so since then, so I overdosed on February 16th. So my clean date is February 17th. I'll be collecting my 6 months next Thursday. Shit. Or this coming up Thursday. This coming up Thursday on the 17th. And I'm so excited about that because This last time when I was out, like, I even thought there was times when I'm like, this is fucking it. Like, this is my life. It's never going to change. I'm never going to get better. I'm not one of those ones that get to have recovery, that get to recover. But that was my addiction.
Yeah.
Because I, even then, ever since the first time I had tried to get clean, since my addiction, when I started working, like, my recovery journey or whatever, I knew this is for me.
Yeah.
This is for me. And so I've been here ever since. I got a job.
And you got a job.
I got a job. It may not have been.
And you kept it.
Yeah. And it may not have been that one that I thought that I had that first time.
No.
Because, my background.
Yeah.
That shit fucking
right.
Fuck having a fucking record.
Yeah.
But I got a job.
Yeah.
I think it was like a week.
It was really quick.
Yeah. After moving in.
After that, we decided, so you don't need to have a job just now, like, just get in here and then get your job.
And then get your job. Yeah.
We just wanted you safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
so,
yeah, we just absolutely, like, love having you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, you were like this little thorn on my ass,
Mm-hmm.
like, you were a lot, but I just fell in love with you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because I was stuck to you.
You were.
You're my person.
Right.
You're my person. I'm like, like a leech. Or like
it was like that. Oh my gosh.
A little kangaroo, it's mountain.
And it was just one of those things where it was just like, God damn, I need to breathe.
Yeah.
But then, fuck, dude. Like, now I'm like, friend.
Yeah.
Friend.
Friend, I'm home.
I'm home.
Or I love it when you message me and say, friend, where art thou?
Where art thou?
Where art thou? When you gonna be home, Wayne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. The best.
Yeah. Well, and I remember that first week. I'm like sending in the group chat. Is anybody ever home?
Oh my God! I remember that too. Yeah. Oh my gosh! And I'm like, dude, we all have jobs.
Yeah. That's what made me really be like. Can't be stuck here by myself, because I was even afraid to just walk.
Yeah.
Or go on walks or anything.
Right.
Because I didn't trust myself.
Yeah. Totally.
But yeah. So I got a job. I'm living here.
Everything kind of just
been working it. Got a home group at one of the meetings here. Because I remember at first I'm like, nah, I'm still going to go to meetings in Dallas because those are my people.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But then I was like, I'll check out the meetings here, but Dallas is going to be my main place.
Yeah.
Now, Wednesday nights, my home group, I co-chair that meeting. Yeah. I got one of my kids living with me full time.
Yeah.
And I love that shit. It's stressful. It's hard, especially with her being who she is. But fuck, am I blessed?
Yeah, you are very blessed.
Grateful. Nothing but gratitude. In my life daily for everything that I have, where I'm at, even when shit's hard, even when shit's a struggle. When I start to be like, or want to rip my hair out, overwhelmed, anything, I counteract that with, fuck, am I blessed to have what I have?
Oh my gosh, friend. Right. I just love you so much, and I'm super grateful for you in my life too.
Absolutely.
You may have 6 months clean, but it none of that matters. Getting to know you has I've learned a lot about myself in the 6 months also. Mm-hmm. I feel like I can really communicate with you in ways that I hadn't been able to with anybody else, and in a sense of you understand me, and you're able to kind of repeat back what I'm trying to say sometimes.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I learned from you too. I feel like, you're definitely one of my biggest support people also.
Yeah.
And I'm just so fucking happy that that you were alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just love your kiddos, and I just really appreciate you coming on the podcast and sharing your beautiful story.
Heck yeah. I'm glad you let me on it.
Yeah. I can't with you. Oh, I didn't know I was going to be this soon.
Yeah.
Friend.
I was expecting you had like, a little lineup. I was like, I'll probably be a little ways down there.
Stop.
I don't know. Yeah, but that's also like my little thing. Like, there's a lot better people than me.
Your little fucking negative ass self-talk I can't stand.
But but at the same time, I always say, I'm the fucking shit.
Yeah, right.
So obviously,
duh.
I'm here now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, friend. I love you.
I love you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Wow. That just made my entire night and probably week. Like, I'm so excited to even hear this all the way put together, just like you guys just did. I am so happy that she was able to do that, and she's a natural, wouldn't you say? So again, thank you guys for listening. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on any of the podcast platforms. Just look up "You're So Annoying When I'm Sober." Thank you for listening. I'll see you guys next week. Hey guys, thanks for listening. And if you're still struggling, don't stay annoying. Get sober.